Hey everyone, Corey from Aquarium Co-op. Today's another day in the fish room. I'm going to start with doing some lighting upgrades, I think, and I also need to replumb something. My favorite thing to show on video is my mistakes. One, because it teaches me not to be lazy, and two, shows that everyone makes mistakes. But in here, this manifold I built has a slight drip when it's under full pressure. And that just isn't going to work. The problem was, I've got all-purpose cement here, and I think is a little too jelly-like, and that's what they say. If it's a little jelly-like, you don't want to use it. Well, I thought I'd save myself a trip to the hardware store and just use it anyway. Most of the time it'd work. It works just fine on, the fill lines out there and that type of thing, and drain lines and that kind of thing, where it's not high pressure, but it's very, very high pressure right here. And that's because all the PSI is just going to build up, and we have leaks basically here, and no matter how many times I put glue on, I can't solve it. So I'm going to redo that today. Bought the part. Should only take, well, we didn't say how long it should take, but hopefully it'll only take like 10 minutes. I'm also going to replace this light up here with something I saw at Lowe's while I was there, and it's this cool, I don't even know what you call it, like a retrofit, I guess. But all it does is it screws right into the thing there. And the reason why I'm doing it, I paid $20 for this thing. And you're going, yeah, one light bulb, what's it going to do? I leave that light bulb on in that sink room, I want to say like once out of every 3 days. Like, I always forget. Like right now I could walk around and go do some other stuff, turn the light out when I leave, and that one will stay on. So that's why I'm retrofitting it now, so that I can start saving energy now, as opposed to, oh yeah, I realized in a year, like, yes, I really need to do that. So I'm just doing it today. I'm also going to install another light in the studio to kind of brighten it up. There's a light that barely works. I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. Why not? And then I'm also going to work on getting tanks moved today. I'm going into the dark side here. But if we go to the studio, you can see this is what it takes to shoot a real fish talk video, all this lighting and stuff like that. But we've got this light up here that is really dim and barely works. If I turn the light off here, I'd say every time except for when I'm on camera like this, it never turns on. It takes like 40 tries to turn it on. So I'm going to replace it with an LED light. And so yeah, that's also in the works today. And then the tanks I want to get moved, in theory, I've got fish coming in on Sunday, and I could always do with making some more tanks. Here, I'll show this fish off just because it's cool. It's a big datnoid. And he's totally checking you guys out. But anyway, moving on. I want to get this tank maybe drained down, which means I got to move a lot of this is all guppy grass, and I got to catch 30 billion shrimp. As I always say, there's like a billion shrimp in here, and no joke, I literally have so many, it's ridiculous. They're just literally everywhere. So that's, that could take all day for all I know. I'd like to move this tank. This is the Red Russian guppy tank, and you can see no shortage of shrimp. And there either, the more you start looking, the more you see in here. It's not nearly as dense as this tank, but it's still dense. And then a tank down here, lots of panda guppies and the pygmy swordtail. If I can get that moved, and really, I'm not even talking about moving. I want to drain these full of water and just get the fish moved. And ideally, I'd probably split these colonies out and get them into some of these 20 gallons. Start utilizing some of this stuff. So I'll probably work on that today as well. But I'll check in throughout the day, and maybe I'll show off, some things, like super red bristlenose fry, eating on a green bean, that type of stuff. But as I discover as I'm working in the fish room, I will show it off. Here's an update from some of the babies I pulled, I think, in the last video. The Solosi swimming around, doing their thing, not quite absorbed their yolk sacs yet, but soon they'll come out, and I'll add them to some other fry. Like, I'll probably have to grow them out here for a while before I can add them to these guys, because I'm not sure if these guys would pick on them. I don't think so. I don't think they have any, you know, predatory instincts at this size, but, you know, that'd be a horrible experiment to find out. Be like, oh, turns out, yep, that's bad. Oh, and the love of my life, besides my wife, of course, my bigger guppies, I wouldn't mind building that tank out as well. So stay tuned, and I'm gonna find some stuff to get done today. And oh yeah, I do want to do this too. This is the glimpse, you know, a work in progress, so to speak. This 2-part JB weld doesn't weld, so I bought some, in theory, more industrial strength liquid steel JB weld, bond this together type of stuff, and maybe I'll get that going today too. We'll see. So, alright, stay tuned for real this time. So, I don't know if anyone else is going to find this to be awesome, but I think this is awesome. This light retrofit for $20 I feel is amazing. I'm going to replace a 75 watt bulb with something that's using, I think it's like 12 or 13 watts, something like that. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to install, and that's what I'm impressed about. You know, this isn't necessarily fish room stuff, but when you find a good product, you just want to tell people, because I'm like, wow, that thing actually is kind of awesome. But here it is, this retrofit kit, you literally just screw it in. That's the awesome part, and it totally changes the way the whole fixture looked. So obviously you're watching a second ago how it was just this bulb and that thing, and it looked ghetto. And now I'm going to do this on camera here. You're going to see how fast it is to install. We're going to go into a dark room here because there's no light. And so yeah, hold it with one hand and try and line this up and screw it in here. So boom, now it looks like I installed a whole light fixture, and it's way brighter in here too. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it is way brighter in there, which is awesome. It's a perk right there. I'm already in love with this thing. So way brighter, and it shows off how dirty my sink is. Look at that. I never noticed my sink was super dirty. But, you know, way brighter in there, so that's a win. And it's instant on. There's that, you know, that's nice. So instantly goes on. I don't have to wait for a CFL or anything. So, you know, $20, I feel like that was a solid upgrade. Got better light, and I'm saving energy, and that's what I love to do in the fish room. Anytime I can save money long term and get a better product, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, I'm in love with how much that room is lit up. So now, I'm gonna go install another LED light. This time it's a much bigger one, and I actually have to do some wiring. This isn't just plug and play like that one was, but time to install this in the studio. So on to the next project. That one took 2 minutes. This one will probably take 20 minutes, so maybe less. We'll see. It's about getting down that fixture. It's be the hard part of the other one. So alrighty. So mission accomplished. That's the new light up there, and you can see there all the old holes were, and still a nail up there I need to pull down, but works awesome. And got some extra lighting here in the studio. Still got some cleanup to do here, but project number 2 done. Took like 20 minutes. So now it's on to fish. So I'm checking in, working on the fish room, got the plumbing part done that I wanted. It's $450 or so. And I started taking guppy grass out of this tank, and even I'm blown away at how many shrimp are in here. You know, I say only like 1 billion, but legitimately might be 1,000 to 2,000. You know, and I know you're going, okay, yeah, that's not a real number, but let me just take you on a quick little video tour of this tank while it's murky, just so you can go, my God, that might be the most shrimp I've ever seen. And normally I say things like, that's the most I've ever seen in person. You're not here with me, but you might be able to say, the most I've ever seen is in this 40-gallon breeder tank on a video from Aquarium Co-op. It was insane. Let me show you. So, from here, you're going, yep, looks like a foggy tank, and I see, yeah, maybe there's some dirt. No, that is literally shrimp on every surface in here. So, you know, and it goes back, too. That's the thing, is let me move this. This is for catching fish here. But literally goes back to the back where there's shrimp also. And, you know, it's a little more dense up front, but let me just show you how many shrimp we're talking about. You start counting that, and you could start hitting hundreds just by slowly panning. I mean, look through the guppy grass there. You literally go, okay, there's 20, 40, 60, and it's literally every grain of gravel / strand of guppy grass has more shrimp. The only thing that blocks you from seeing shrimp is more shrimp. So it's literally insane. And this is after I reshot another video and kind of roosted around, and you can kind of see here, if I just start if I can get some moving, it starts, they start darting everywhere. There's literally just so many. That's a lot of shrimp in here, and this is, why part of moving this tank, I'm dreading it so much, because it's literally going to take probably an hour or two to catch this many shrimp. I can just drag my net along and probably, well, let's do that test. I'm going to drag my net along and see how many shrimp come out in a drag here. So net's coming in, and let me just start, doing this move. Alright, and up. So, normally it's kind of hard to catch shrimp or whatever, and you got to spend a little time doing it. But let's go ahead and remove the guppy grass here and see how many shrimp came out in just, that scoop where I wasn't, I had to hold a camera in one hand, so I couldn't really be very accurate, and I'm losing some shrimp as I move it. Like, I'm not bothering to take those off because I don't want to make this video crazy long, but so as I'm taking the guppy grass out, I'm literally taking some shrimp also, but that's a lot of shrimp right there. I mean, that's a lot. I don't know what that number is, but if someone pauses this video and counts them, that could be 70, 100, something like that. And there's still lots in there. I mean, if we go back down and look, there are still insane amounts everywhere. So I'm just going to dump that into the bucket for now. I literally don't know where these are going yet, but I just wanted to show you guys, well, let me dump that in the bucket because it might look cool and I don't want to put the camera back on just for that. So let me just release these guys into this bucket here. Won't be as impressive in a bucket, I'm sure, but that's a decent amount of shrimp for a scoop. That's one net full. That's enough to, populate a tank for sure. And so I could probably do that, 10 more times. I don't know, But anyway, I just wanted to share because I thought it was cool, and when I get excited about something, hopefully you guys do too. It's not every day I get to see, the fruits of my labor when I tear a tank down, because when you're catching them out, you can catch 70 or 100 or whatever. If you're watching those videos, a couple weeks ago or whatever, where I caught out a bunch of shrimp and took them to the store or whatever, and I was talking about this tank, you don't realize, you go, yeah, I got shrimp, I got a lot, but until you have to break the tank down, and, if I was a man that had more time, maybe I'd count them and go, yeah, there was 100, 1,214, but it's going to take way too long. So I'm just going to catch them and stop boring you through this video and move on to the next tank when I get some time. So I'll check back in later. Well, it's 7 o'clock. Time for me to wrap up in the fish room. Let me show you what I moved around. Got the, oh god, panda guppies. Jesus, I could not think of that. And orange shrimp moved into there. What else did I get done? Fed a bunch of fish. That's always good. They're eating gramaris in here and down there as well. I got some more of the variatus platies moved. I just need to get a few more moved. I love this fish. One of my absolute favorite fish here. Of course, they're camera shy now. I moved them tanks, but got some very nice fish in there that I like. Let's see, what else did I move? I moved the pygmy swordtails. Just let me go find those guys. They're over here in this algae-ridden tank. Also moved some assassin snails in here. But now they finally got their own tank to be in. Now I just got to clean it up, but it's always on the to-do list. A bunch more stuff fed. What else? I got the lights done. Replumbed that piece of plumbing that I was having problems with. Worked on this, still not the exact way I want it. It's working technically, but it's not very smooth, so got more work to do on that. Oh, let me show these guys real quick. I always love my stir-bys, and put some orange shrimp in here as well. We've got the Cyprichromis going. But yeah, so my wife's working late, you know, it's Christmas Eve, and she's a baker, and so work schedule's insane for her. So I'm gonna go pick up some Mexican food and surprise her. I think she just texted me saying, oh, I probably just got off work. She was supposed to get off like 2 hours ago or something like that. So I'm gonna run and grab Mexican food, so when she gets home she doesn't have to cook, and instead we can just gorge on Mexican food. So as you know, Mexican food always trumps my fish room. It's about the only thing that does. So that means I gotta go. So if you enjoyed what we're doing, go ahead and like, subscribe, do all those things, check out other videos. If you don't like what we're doing, don't bother watching because it sucks to you. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video, and I appreciate all the comments you guys give me, and thanks again.